Okay, I'm calling this meeting to order. It's 1:41. Next up be roll call.
Alex Cantu, present.
Armin Garza, present.
Mary Hernandez, present.
Espi Ochoa, present.
Nereida Cantu, present.
Dr. Science, I do declare a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Doctor. Next up, do we have any public comments, Dr. Science?
No, we have no public comments, Mr. Salinas.
So then we move on to your report, Doctor. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Salinas. The
Dr.
first
Salinas.
item on the superintendent's report is the enrollment report for March 9th, 2021. On this date, we had 12,234 elementary students. We had 14,485 secondary students for a total of 26,719 students. And this is 694 students less than we had last year. The next item on the superintendent's report is recognition of Outstanding Service Award for Principals for the month of March. And Mr. Martin Munoz, Assistant Superintendent for CNI, will do this award.
Good afternoon, Mr. Board President, Madam Superintendent, members of the board and community. Today we'll be recognizing another one of our outstanding principals, Ms. Irene Fernandez. She is the principal at Kika de la Garza Elementary. We recognize Ms. Fernandez today for creating a positive learning climate for students, parents, and staff. Ms. Fernandez realized the importance of customer service and trained her staff on how to greet parents. In her training, Ms. Fernandez also emphasized the importance of treating everyone with kindness and respect. So Ms. Fernandez, we recognize you today for being an outstanding principal. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez.
Congratulations, Ms.
Thank
Hernandez.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mrs. Fernandez.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank
Likewise,
you.
thank you.
The next item on the superintendent's report is the Region 1 Education Service Center Board elections. According to State Board of Education regulations, school districts trustees must elect the Board of Directors of Regional Education Service Centers. Each school trustee in the region receives 1 vote per vacancy on the board. Official ballots will be given to you so that you can cast your vote, and no more than 1 vote per vacancy should be submitted per ballot. So Board of Trustees, you were sent a ballot. If you will just do your selections, Ms. Irma Herrera will be calling you for those selections. And that concludes the superintendent's report, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Okay, moving on to the next item, guys, be discussion items. First one is the discussion of the designated schools for the 2021-22 school year.
For this item, we have Ms. Marta Castillo, who's Executive Director for Elementary Education, that's going to lead this discussion.
Good afternoon, Mr. Board President, board members, and Dr. Science. Also, here we have Ms. Marina Contreras and Mrs. Laura Lopez, also Executive Directors for Elementary Education. And today we're going to share some information on the designated campuses, proposed campuses for the 21-22 school year. And first, I want to start off by saying that these campuses were given the opportunity to survey their staff and select designations based on their strengths and interests. And so you have this document, and I'm sharing it on the screen. And this is the information I will be reviewing. So first, we have Peña. And Peña, the proposed designation is to be a STEM campus, science, technology, engineering, and math. And the goal is to expand learning opportunities in the field of science, technology, engineering, and math to foster an early interest in the STEM careers. And then right below it, you have the curriculum and student activities. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to read through those before we go on to the next designation. Then the next campus you see listed is Gonzalez Elementary with a proposed designation in STEAM and science, technology, engineering, and with the arts, right, and math. And the goal here is to provide a combination of science, technology, engineering, fine arts, and math curriculum and activities to develop well-rounded students for a future in these fields. And again, you will see the curriculum and student activities listed here as well. And moving along, we have Cavazos Elementary with a proposed designation of technology. And the goal is to create a learning environment with active classroom participation through the use of technology integration into the existing curriculum. And you see also the curriculum and the student activities as well. Next, we have Perez Elementary with a proposed designation of fine arts. And here the goal is the integration of academics and fine arts, allowing children to learn and grow while enhancing the artistic potential. And again, you see right below it, the curriculum and student activities. And the last designation listed, this is a new designation for the district, Seguin Elementary, with a proposed designation for health science professions. And the goal is to inspire students to learn and appreciate the work of healthcare professionals and to prepare students who may demonstrate an early interest in pursuing a career in the healthcare industry. And so we really want to draw from the health standards and infuse those into some of the curriculum activities that the teachers can do. And also another focus would be extracurricular activities to extend and enrich this knowledge in the health curriculum. And with some ideas here for some possible clubs, implementation of some clubs. And I do want to emphasize that Seguin Elementary does have the ACE grant. So that is some of where we've had a discussion of an opportunity to build clubs based on with that in conjunction with that grant. And so those are the proposed designations for the 2021-22 school year. Is there any questions about any of the designations or any questions related to the information?
Any questions, guys? No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to present this information. And of course, we would like to take the opportunity to thank all the board members and Dr. Sines for always, of course, supporting our initiatives for curriculum and instruction and in our departments. And this item will come up later for approval. Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Castillo. Thank you. Okay, moving on, guys. Next one, number 2, discussion of remote and in-person student engagement protocols.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. This item will be led by Mr. Martin Munoz, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Board President, Madam Superintendent, members and members of the board and guests. In discussion today, we have the remote and in-person student engagement protocols. This item is being presented today because the administration recognizes that student engagement and attendance are important because students are more likely to succeed in academics when they attend school and are engaged. So on the screen, you see the different tiered supports and the protocols that administration has implemented or is planning to implement to make sure that our students are engaged and are in attendance at their campuses. So the purpose of these protocols is to provide structured processes for administrators and school-based support teams to address and prevent student absences and disengagement. The goal of the protocol is to assist schools in taking action to reduce student absences and disengagement, and in reducing the number of truancy referrals, especially for those students that are at risk. Now, in the supports, under Tier 1 supports, of course, we would require our students to either attend on campus, and when they are attending remotely, that their cameras are on so that our teachers can gauge engagement. Now, when students are not engaged, one of the first tier supports that they're going to implement is that they will call parents that are not connecting or that are not turning on their cameras. So that's step one, notify the parents through a phone call. Tier 2 supports would again build off of Tier 1. However, if students continue to be disengaged, a conference, whether virtual or in person, is going to be scheduled with the parent or guardian, the student, the social worker, counselor, campus administration, and teachers. And the purpose of this conference is to create a prescriptive intervention plan with wraparound supports to address student attendance and engagement concerns. The wraparound services could include counseling, scheduling concerns, technology, tech support, or transportation. And another support would be for campus administration or the teacher to conduct home visits, to do welfare checks on the students and families. And if the students continue to be disengaged, then we would move on to the Tier 3 supports. And that would include, of course, the Tier 1 and Tier 2 supports, but we would then initiate the district truancy process. And you can see that in the following page. These were the truancy protocols that were approved back in June of 2016. Any questions or concerns or recommendations on how we can do better when it comes to student engagement?
No. Any questions, guys? No. Thank you, Mr. Munoz.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas. Thank you, board members, for all the support that you always give us.
Thank you.
The only thing I would like to add is for our next meeting, if we could have a discussion, because I know there was a whole department created for attendance. And so if we could have a discussion on the student attendance accountability coordinators and the work that they're doing to promote attendance. I know that they have a good system. The schools are divided and they're trying to help the campuses meet their goals. And so I would like to recommend that they bring a presentation to us on how they're moving along with this department. I know it was created. I wasn't here when it was created, but I would be interested in seeing how the campuses are doing and how they are assisting them in meeting their needs. I know Mrs. Leonor Garcia and Mr. Ivan Sandoval are in this department under Dr. Villarreal. So if we could have a discussion item on this.
Yes, we will, Dr. Benavides.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, moving on. Next be consent agenda. Can I take a motion?
Mr. Board President, real quick, this is legal counsel. We want to ask if we can please remove item B13 off the agenda. That hasn't been brought to us for review.
Okay. So we're doing that, guys. Just for the note, we're removing number 13 as per legal. Okay, so now can I attain a motion? I know I had a motion, but can we attain a motion for consent agenda? I have a motion by Ms. Ochoa
Second.
and a second by Dr. Benavides. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. And we start off with contracts. Number one, agreement between La Jolla Independent School District and South Texas College regarding adult education classes. Can I attain a motion? I have a motion. Can I attain a second? I'll go ahead and second you, Mrs. Ochoa. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Number two, under contracts, approval to extend the current depository bank contract with bbva Compass Bank for the additional 2-year term. A motion by Ms. Ochoa
Second.
and a second by Dr. Benavides. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so now we move under letter C. Am I correct? Yes, business and finance. Number 3, approval to authorize administration to negotiate agreement for pharmacy benefits through Universal Benefits Consortium.
So move.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter D, instruction and student services, approval of the 2021 student attendance tracking accountability summer school program for secondary schools.
So move item 5 and 6.
Okay, I have a motion for items 5 and 6. Can I obtain a second?
Second.
I say all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Back to number 7, discussion and approval of the 2021-22 school year calendar. Doc, can you say a little bit about that so that our employees can have that?
Yes, this is, we're asking for approval for the 21-22 school calendar. It does meet the guidelines. It is a total of 77,400 minutes. We did send it for staff voting. We had
Okay.
1,430 responses, and 60.5% voted for option 1, which is the option you see here, and 30.5% voted for the different option.
Okay,
This is something the staff voted on, Dr. Science.
Yes.
Move.
okay, I have a motion, Mr. Cantu. Can I obtain a second?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, guys?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. And number 8 now, guys, under letter D, instruction for student services, discussion and approval of the 2021 school year calendar. So that's the approval right there, guys. Actually, approval of designated schools. I'm sorry. Approval of the designated schools for the 21-22 school year.
So move.
I have a motion and a second. Can I attain that other so move as a second? Thank you.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Under letter E, human resources, discussion approval to amend compensation plan to include additional assistant superintendent position.
I move that we table this item.
Also, I'll second Dr. Melodies. Okay, all those in favor, guys, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. At this time, it is 1:58 under sections codes 551071, 551072, and 551074. Going into executive session. All righty, guys, it is 2:18 and we are out of executive session. Can I obtain a motion under the?
So move.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes, and it's just a motion for adjournment, guys.
So move.
And I'll take the other one as a second. So all those in favor? Aye, guys.
Aye.
Take care, guys. Dios los bendiga.